Fair. Erie County Fair.
In 2 miles, take the...
That's insane. I would fall off that thing if I did that. Whoa! And I wonder why they got jackets on.
Do you know why?
No, I don't know why.
Because they gotta stay clean.
Oh.
So when they take them out in the show booth, they have to be all clean, and they've cleaned them and sheared them.
Oh,
and
otherwise
everything.
they're laying down and
And
running.
they get all dirty, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, look at. Hi, bud. They're fine. That wool is a natural insulator, so they're comfortable. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, so what's this? What is this sheep? What breed is it?
Tunis.
And does it have a name?
Annabeth.
Are you going to be showing her? Awesome. Look, she's a big girl. Thank you very much. Good luck. I hope you win.
Yeah.
A little Cotswold lamb. Are you 6 months old? 6 months old little Cotswold lamb.
That one looks like a zebra. That looks like a zebra.
So these are what they cross Shetlands with. One of the breeds, right?
Yeah.
On the Shetland Islands, the Cheviots. Hello, you beauty. So those sheep coats are a prize that the kids win if they do well at the fair. Somebody lost their coat. Hello, sir. Those look like Lincolns to me, Lincoln long wool.
I have a lot of chickens here.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to show me some of your favorite ones?
Sure. These two, and then I have chickens over here.
Is it hard to raise chickens?
Not really. Okay, so that one right there, and then
this little one?
Yeah.
What's that one? What kind of breed is that?
It's a Tiaco.
Oh my goodness. How long has it been here? How long has it been in the fair?
For a long time. I've been bringing these chickens for a long time at the fair.
Yeah?
And then I have these little ones right here too. They're like the same breed of that chicken, but they're a little bit different.
Is that why they're called bantams?
Yeah, they're smaller.
Smaller version?
Smaller version of a bigger chicken. Way easier to take care of and less worries about anything.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, they're beautiful. I hope you do a good job at the fair. So this is the pigeon standard, what the standard for
from the
pigeons.
National Pigeon Association.
So what were you going to show me?
And just to show you some of the very unusual configurations and feather colors and yeah.
So what are the, okay, and then my other question is, like, do they have functions, right? Like how certain dog breeds are bred for herding or whatever? I mean, are there...
The racing homer pigeons, we race competitively.
Okay.
Okay.
And they're also were used in wars to transfer messages.
Yeah, that's the interesting
That's
stuff.
very-
Like the history, yeah, the actual, what they were really bred for is what's interesting,
Well,
right?
no, they were for racing
Bred for
first.
racing as well. Oh, I see.
No, what?
Or it depends. In the Middle East, they were used for post office, like a postal service.
Right.
A little known fact, routers, the famous news service.
Yeah.
That was, pigeons were used to spread news all over Europe, London to Paris to Brussels. So they were used for, and one of the ways many people got rich is, like, let's say, give an example, Paris stock market closes. Well, they go on horseback, they go to the coast, across and maybe London has it by next morning. They can send a pigeon to be there in 2 hours. They had the stock.
Buy, sell, whatever. Oh, that's awesome. That's interesting.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Looks like cotton.
Is it? You think it's
I
cotton?
think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much lighter. That one's.
Are you guys knitters?
Yeah, I'm for sure. I actually have the best.
Congratulations! Oh my gosh! You know, if I could my YouTube channel, that's awesome. So yeah, I have a farm channel because I raise sheep for their wool, and
I used to have sheep a million years ago. I had Romneys.
Romneys? Oh, cool! Well, congrats. Where's your piece?
It's right down on the bench.
All right,
down
we'll go
there.
check
I
it
have
out.
two actually. I have one this blue,
Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah.
and the other one is down on the bench down there with the umbrella.
favorite color horse?
That one?
This is your favorite color?
No, I'd say buckskin probably the darker.
What's this color? What color is this one?
Light bay, yeah.
A light bay. You a roan? Pink.
Dark bay.
So it's a buckskin because it's got a stripe down its back. What is it?
It's like an Arabian. It's part of it.
How can you tell?
Your head.
Hello, pretty girl. Clean. No.
Is this your horse?
Yeah.
What's the breed?
She's Arab saddlebred.
Beautiful.
Get you cleaned up. So you were saying. Well, aren't you putting on a show? Yes. Is that an Australian Shepherd? Yeah. Hi! Oh, pretty girl!
how long it takes you to do that? 1 hour. 1 hour. Well, I hope you enjoyed that footage from the Erie County Fair. It ran on kind of long, but I just love seeing all the animals, so I actually probably will go back and watch that one again. The horses, Rich was raised on a horse farm, so he, really has an attachment to the horses. And we pretty much just did the animal stuff. We didn't go into any of the exhibition halls for commercial stuff, vendors and whatnot, and just did a little time with the needlework exhibits, just because I think those are really cool. So I hope you enjoyed that. And what I want to talk about now is an update on the stuff I'm working on. So the crunch is on right now because, I've got 3 festivals coming up. The first one is September 10th. That's in Allegheny, New York. And then the second one is October 1st in Western New York, East Aurora. And then the third is Rhinebeck. And I'm actually doing some volunteer work for the two first ones. So just kind of hectic, kind of crazy. So I'm really trying to spend as much time as I can on the wool. So again, like I said, just a quick update on all the stuff. So the first thing I'll show you is a follow-up from when I was talking last week, or the last time I did an update on fiber, was for Nita. So she's a fawn camel get you with a really short staple, and I was going to do a bumbly yarn, which I did. On I'll just say the darker one, this one, is Nita's. And the slighter one is Koki, just so you can see. So Nita came out a little bit darker. I'm going to remove Koki now because she's old news. So I made one skein, enough for a nice hat. And I have enough curly locks to make 2 more, but it occurred to me, it's possible there might be somebody out there that would like to try making her own skein of bumbly yarn. So what I'm going to do, it's probably 6+ ounces of fiber here. Washed, ready to spin into a really cute bumbly yarn. And I'm gonna put it up in the shop. 2 listings, so 3 ounces each. And then I have the very fine spun singles from Nita. So if somebody really wants a U specific yarn, I'll just split this in half And I'll put it up as an optional in the listing. So it'll be like an add-on if you wanted to get the single already spun up. And I'll put it just into a cake. So I'm going to do that with the rest of this rather than spinning it myself, because it's really fun and it's nice, and I think somebody deserves to enjoy that process. So that's it for the Bumblies. The next one I want to show you, well, I can show you this really quickly. So I think I had a little bit of wool from Elara last time, just a small blob. Most of it came out to be fairly unusable, but I did end up spinning it into this tiny little skein, which I don't have measured yet or weighed. But a little pretty 2-ply, really pretty blue-white color. And so yeah, I'll put that up in the shop. You know, this is nice for somebody. This is, these little skeins are really nice for knitters that haven't used hand spun before. Don't want to go in for a full 300-yard skein. They just want a nice little piece to try and maybe use it for trim or as part of a fair aisle just to get a hang of it. So it's kind of how I envision this being used, the home for that. Okay, so the other one I was talking about last time, now, I keep on getting her name wrong. I called her Perdita last week. It's Portia. So she's a really delicate little moret. Her fleece is like velvet, so soft, but crazy short. So I have this much of her. It feels absolutely spectacular. So it's a short staple, and the other thing about her is that as short as her staple is, and it was because she was a little bit on the sick side when she first started out in life, there's also a break. There's also a section here where she hit the rise. So it's actually even shorter than that. So this is all new growth that I have wasted because of the shearing. And this is what I'm left with. So it's impossible. I mean, I'm not going to flick that. That's just, there's no room to even hold on to. Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the whole fleece and pull off that second, just separate the weak spot and have this nice little fine lock. And then I'm going to put it on the drum carder and spin long draw into a textured yarn. So I've already started spinning it. I'm loving it. I love how she feels. The yarn is going to have a lot of character. I'll probably knit something with it myself because I don't have a lot of confidence that it'd be something somebody would like. But I am going to try and get that done before Fiber Festival season. Maybe I'll put it in the booth, and if somebody sees, it has potential for them, and if not, then I will make something of it for myself. But it's, again, a new thing I'm trying. And I'm happy to be able to make use of this fleece because it is just, she is so super, super fine. And it's a really pretty moret. It's a lighter, kind of a fawny, pretty moret. So I'm going to share something with you guys. I've been doing the YouTube channel for a couple years. And by the way, thank you for all of your support and people that are commenting and liking and helping me accumulate the watch hours. But there was a point in time where I was watching some videos of people that are spinners and knitters where they had beautiful spaces and backgrounds were very lovely and everything. And so I got a little intimidated by that and tried to make my background, and especially in the wool cave, look a little less messy and a little less like me. And I stressed out about that, which is ridiculous. And but I've just now, within the last week or so, decided that my videos are about me and my life. And if my work area is a mess, it is a mess. So that's, I don't know. You watch other people, and I do anyways. I get caught up in things. But so this footage I'm going to be sharing of me working on these fleeces and yarns and wool is pretty much, that's the state of the space right now. I'll probably clean it up after festival season is done, run the vacuum and get it back in order. But for right now, I know where everything is, but it just doesn't look super organized. All right, so the next update is the fiber from Sybil. So I sold Sybil, but then I bought her fleece back. So this is her fleece washed. Still have this much. I forgot this about Sybil. Sybil gives you a lot of wool. She is a producer for sure. There's a lot of fiber here. And it's a gorgeous color. I absolutely love it. And she's got a lot of she's got some really dark brown bits and some really light bits, so it's a lot of fun. So I'm flicking Sybil right now. And I am then taking the locks. I'm trying to sort them a little bit so that each bat has its own color type. So those are the flicked locks. They're a good lengths. You know, after they're flecked, they're, 2.5, 3 inches. So really nice for bats. So here's the bats I have. And like I said, I took this to the guild meeting yesterday for the show and tell. So that's why it's bagged up like this. I got 5 so far. More to come. I haven't loaded these in the shop yet, but I'm going to. And what I'm going to do is load them up as only available in my Fiber Festival booth. They won't be on the store, on the web, until after festival season is over, because I'm kind of getting stressed out about the state of my booth. So I don't have a ton of fiber. I will have combed top at Rhinebeck, because Zeilingers is delivering the combed top order to me there. But for the other two, it's going to be slim pickings. So that's going to be my strategy for that. So sorry for those of you that rely on the online wool. If you desperately need something, if you're in a spinning emergency, whatever, let me know and I'll try to hook you up. But all right, and then I've got 3 raw fleeces that are going to get washed. Still, I couldn't even tell you what the day is today. August 20th, maybe 21st. So it's still definitely wool washing weather for me. Anytime is wool washing weather for me. But the nice thing about now is I put it on the porch and it's dry in half a day. All right, so the first fleece I'm going to wash, who is this from? Is from Circe. This is another, I got a hair. It's driving me crazy. It's another fleece that has gone to a new home. The sheep has. And I bought her fleece for me. And so I'm going to be processing this. I'm just going to try and find a lock so you can see how beautiful she is. I'm going to be making this into bats, just a beautiful gray, and it's going to have, she's going to have light and dark bits. Oh, she's so pretty. So this is a lighter lock, but there's darker stuff in there too. And I have a funny story about Circe. So if you haven't watched it, there was a year I used Game of Thrones for my naming convention. And Circe is a character in the Game of Thrones, and she's terrible. She's a die-hard, hardcore villain right to the end. And it's somebody that wanted to buy it, but couldn't bring herself to because she hated that character so much. So I just thought that was funny. But Circe is a beautiful ewe, a beautiful gray cat mugget. And I'm really looking forward to processing this. So I'm going to wash it. The owner of the ewe actually did coat her, so that's good. And there's a dirty neck wool patch on here, but for the most part, it's going to be really fun to process. So I'm going to be going into grays here very soon once I get Portia off the drum carder and Sybil's wool off the drum carder, then I'll start working into these grays. But I do have one last Morit. So Morit, this is Septima. Now there's a story here. Septima was a fleece that I sold in the auction. And when I listed it, I was kind of hesitant, but I thought, I don't have a ton of fleeces to list, so I wanted to get as much of a selection as I could. So I sold this fleece. Now there was a problem with it. And the new owner was extremely gracious about it, bless her. But the problem was, okay, here you can see it. The problem was, she had hit the rise and then was sheared. So I didn't rue this ewe. There, now you can see it really good. And so the owner of the fleece contacted me and said, you know, I'm not really going to enjoy working with this fleece, so can I return it? So I took it back, and now I have it, which part of me was really happy to have it back. I don't know, weird that way. But I mean, the whole thing, the entire fleece is this way. So I'm going to wash it and flick it, get it into bats, and that'll be available as a 1 ounce bat for hand spinners. And the last fleece I'm going to wash this week, hopefully, actually not hopefully, I have to, I've got to wash this one first, is Mrs. Hughes. So Mrs. Hughes lives here with us. And the story behind her fleece is last year she didn't get bred. We put her in with a ram, but it didn't take. And so for whatever reason, I'm discovering that ewes that are bred have a much weaker connection between last year's fleece and the current fleece. So the rise is, I don't know how to describe it. The rise is more. It's a bigger break, which means it's easier to rue. Mrs. Hughes didn't get bred, and the year before she did get bred and she rued really easily. The wool just fell off her. Well, this fleece, it didn't. I really was struggling to get it off, and she was not having a good time. So I just gave up and I started cutting off her wool with a pair of scissors, just chopping it to bits. It was terrible. This fleece it's a full fleece. I sheared her this year, which I probably should have rued her, but whatever. So there are in here staples that are very, very nice and very usable. However, there's also stuff like this. It's really hit or miss as far as what you're going to get because of the way I managed it, which was, you know, tons of regret there. But there's going to be other sections, like here's a good example. It's just beautiful. I love the color so much, Mrs. Hughes. But like all of this, no, it doesn't come off right now, but it's just a lot. There's going to be a lot of waste there. See if we can find a better example. Yeah, here's a section where it's matted on the top. So there's like a ton of last year here. Yeah, that's a good example of it. So obviously it was not offering. This is a raw fleece, but I'm going to wash it and flick it. Now what happened here is I've got a customer who bought some fiber from me, gray fiber from me earlier in the year. She's in the midst of a sweater and lost 2 yarn chicken and said she needs enough to make 4 more inches. So I'm gonna flick her some locks and send her flicked locks because I don't want to get the gray on the drum carder yet because I just don't want to spend the time cleaning it off. I'm kind of in a crunch right now. So that's the Wool Cave update. And like I said, I'm trying to put a lot of time into this. So hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll have, you know, new fleeces to show you and new products that are completed. And then it's going to be Fiber Festival season. Looking forward to that. So thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Oh, and I hope you have a great week and enjoy working on all your spinning projects. Thanks.